Is divine command theory compatible with secular ethics? Have you ever wondered how our moral beliefs connect with religion and ethics? Today, we will explore the relationship between divine command theory and secular ethics, particularly focusing on the concepts of divine command and forgiveness. Divine command theory, or DCT, suggests that moral values come from the commands of a divine being. According to this view, an action is right if God commands it and wrong if God forbids it. This means that morality is closely tied to religious belief and divine authority. On the other hand, secular ethics bases moral principles on reason, human experience, and social contracts, without relying on divine commands. It seeks to establish moral standards that are independent of any religious framework. This fundamental difference raises an interesting question. Can divine command theory coexist with secular ethics? One major point of contention is the source of moral authority. DCT relies on the existence of God to define what is right and wrong. In contrast, secular ethics does not require belief in God and derives its moral principles from rational inquiry and human well-being. This difference makes it challenging for DCT to fit into a secular ethical framework. Another aspect to consider is moral autonomy. Secular ethics emphasizes the ability of individuals to reason and make ethical decisions on their own. DCT, however, can undermine this autonomy by insisting that individuals must follow divine commands, regardless of their personal reasoning or secular moral considerations. Inclusivity is also a key factor. Secular ethics aims to be open to diverse beliefs and cultures by grounding morality in universally accessible reasoning. DCT is often tied to specific religious traditions, which may conflict with the pluralistic nature of secular moral discussions. The Euthyphro Dilemma presents a classic challenge to DCT. It questions whether something is good because God commands it, or if God commands it because it is good. This dilemma raises concerns about whether morality is arbitrary or independent of divine will. Secular ethics avoids this issue by establishing moral principles outside of divine commands. In practical terms, secular ethics offers various frameworks, such as utilitarianism and virtue ethics, that allow for moral reasoning based on consequences and character traits without invoking God. DCT's reliance on divine commands can limit ethical debate in diverse societies. Finally, DCT assumes that individuals have knowledge of God's commands, often through Scripture. Secular ethics, however, relies on human reason and empirical knowledge that is accessible to everyone, regardless of their religious beliefs. Some argue that modified versions of divine command theory could bridge the gap between divine commands and human understanding of morality. For instance, if God's commands are based on God's goodness, this could align divine will with moral goodness as understood through reason. However, this still presupposes belief in God, which secular ethics does not require. Overall, divine command theory is generally not compatible with secular ethics. DCT bases morality on divine authority, which secular ethics does not accept. The two approaches differ significantly in their sources of moral authority and methods of moral reasoning. While DCT provides a religiously grounded moral framework, secular ethics offers a non-religious basis for moral principles that can be accessed by all, regardless of faith. Understanding these distinctions is essential for grasping how ethics and morality are approached in both religious and secular contexts.